it is time for us to wage war against the VFA. Now, the VFA are definitely some faction to be quite scared of in some respects, because most of, if not all of their units are just straight up good units, VFA fighters. They're really good. They can kill you very quickly. And, oh yeah, by the way, Arbor was taken. We actually ended up taking that from them just by me telling my generals to go over there, and I have been attempting to try and stem the tide of all of the bandit attacks that have been plaguing us for a very significant period of time. As you can see here, Beneva is just a constant source of a headache, really. Beneva just continues to get attacked by mountain bandits, desert bandits, Cossack rebels, regular armored marauders, regular bandits indeed, even that. So it is kind of crazy. Anyway, we have now come here. I found some more solitary wolf scouts as well, so if we ever want to, you know... Oh, wait a minute. There is a space. There we go. Very nice indeed. All right, so yeah, otherwise what has happened is I did have 3 additional squads. I don't know whether you remember that from the previous episode, but I do have 3 additional squads. They were all tagged as new squad, and I actually wanted to give them all of my wonderful gear in my inventory, and I have done that. I have actually been able to do that because my auto-equip button now came back after I restarted the game again. And yeah, that bug is a bit weird. Don't know why it's happening, but hopefully they're going to fix it. You know, I have a lot of faith in these developers. They're just very, very good at what they do, and they do tend to crush these bugs whenever they come up. So anyway, the point is that I put these new squads in Beneva. You can see that right here. Oh, I actually put Vladimir there. Oh dear. I did not realize that a companion was actually in one of those squads. My bad. Okay, well, if he gets attacked and indeed taken prisoner or something like that, then I'm going to have to go and rescue him or something. But yeah, as you can see right there, we've got 9 cheater assaults, 2 sharpshooters from the Federal faction, 7 machine gunners. There's no way that these guys are going to be able to take this, or at least I hope not. I really hope not. But otherwise, we are here at Chernivka because it is time, as I said at the beginning, to attack the VFA, and we're going to be attempting to eliminate them in this very episode. In this very episode. Do you think I can do it? Do you think I can do it? Yes or no? Maybe you can, maybe you can, but maybe I can't. I don't know. But anyway. Oh, this is actually the same map. Oh, this is fantastic. This is the same map that we went to previously. Oh, this is pretty fantastic. I like this map quite a bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to do something pretty audacious right here, especially against the VFA. VFA is so good, the units are so powerful, and what we're going to do is we're going to send most units just straight up in there, and we'll just put 1 here and 1 on the hill here. Actually, you know what? 1 doesn't even need to be at this first flag, so we're just going to put a couple of people up here, and there you go. That's what we're going to do. So this is hopefully going to be the most efficient, quickest way for us to eliminate every single unit in the garrison here. I'm very much hoping that. We will see indeed if it does happen. Let me just make sure that my semi-automatic is turned on, because of course I do tend to restart the game before recording just to make sure that everything is working as intended. So otherwise, let's see if we can get some, well, let's actually see if we can get the flag here. I'm going to try and get the flag first off. And I don't know whether you've noticed, but I'm actually moving a lot quicker. I think that is due to my agility skill, because my agility stat has now been increased to 10, and it makes a huge difference. It really makes a huge difference to be able to move that quickly with sprinting and normal movement as well. I don't know whether you can notice, but we're basically like gliding over the ground instead of what it used to be, which was, well, plodding. Plodding, waddling, you know, just in general being a little bit slow. And it really makes me wish that agility builds were more useful in the grand scope of things. And I know I've talked about this before, but if you haven't heard me speak about agility builds in recent episodes, or at least recent series, because I think I spoke about this way back when I actually did create an agility focused build that was all to do with using your SMG to destroy enemies and using your agility to get really close to them in the meantime. So that is a really, really cool build, really fun to play as well, because you're just so fast. You're darting in and out of the action all the time, and it's just really fun. But unfortunately, agility builds are just not that viable in the grand scheme of things, because just think about an SMG build, a close range build, even if it's a shotgun build as well. Think about that in this situation right here, where we are right now. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Because we've got so many enemies that can basically just cut you down almost immediately upon them seeing you. Because let's face it, you know, we've got some decent camouflage as well, but I'm wearing night camouflage more than anything, so I suppose that doesn't really help us in the snow environment. But the point still stands that, in general, with a shotgun, what are you going to be able to do, even if your agility is 15? It's going to be extremely difficult to get close, to be able to do damage. So that is definitely something that I'd like to see. I'd like to see maybe more viability for different builds and things like that, because generally a long-range rifle of some kind is going to be king of the game, basically. It is going to be the best thing that you can get, and it's going to remain the best thing that you can get for basically the majority of the time. And while I don't have a problem with that at all, I actually really like long range, you know, long range rifles, sniper rifles, assault rifles, things like that. I like all of that stuff, don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool to have the opportunity to shoot from such a far range. I guess that's the reason why the scopes are so incredibly powerful too. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. This is time for this. Boom. Yeah, there we go. We got a whole bunch of kills from that. I'm not entirely sure how many kills. Maybe 4, 5, something like that. But yeah, that was really fun to watch. And that was a pretty decent use of it, I suppose. I'd like to see more groups of them if at all possible, but I don't think that's going to happen, because they generally tend to spread out quite nicely. They're pretty strategic, the VFA. They do tend to be quite good at that. And I'm hopeful that I will be able to survive a direct engagement with them. As you can see, they're being a bit slow about reacting to my shots, which is, I think, a result of my suppressor on my weapon. So that's really nice, because I love being able to go stealth and be a bit sneaky in shooters in general. I think it's really fun to do that. And I remember playing things like, I mean, I know this is not a shooter, okay? I know it's not a shooter, but Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is one of my favorite games, or shall we say game series, and being able to do kind of stealthy maneuvers and hearing the silenced shots and things from your weapons is very satisfying indeed. And, you know, the silent takedowns and things like that. And I'm wondering where the next Splinter Cell game is. I have no idea where it is, because Blacklist came out, what was it, 2013? Didn't it come out in 2013 or something like that? That's just insanity. Why has it taken so long? I don't know why. I really don't know why. I guess it's because they're focusing on Ghost Recon now. So, yeah, what do you think of the Ghost Recon Breakpoint trailer, by the way? Have you seen it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know what you think about it, because I'm not sure what to think, to be honest, because Ghost Recon Wildlands was a bit of a mixed bag for me, because on the one hand, I really love open world, you know, kind of Far Cry-esque gameplay, because that's exactly what they gave you in Ghost Recon Wildlands. It was basically Far Cry, but on a massive scale, and you were able to play much more with your friends, so you could just basically play, you know, however you wanted. You could just get 4 friends in, and it would be much more of a co-op experience than Far Cry is, because Far Cry 5 did have those problems with co-op. A lot of people didn't really like the co-op in that game, and they also felt that it was a bit of a reskin of the previous game, you know, Far Cry 4. So there's also that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they're trying to do with Ghost Recon now. They're trying to make it more into sort of like a stealth-focused thing. I don't really know why you would want to do that when you have such a strong IP like Splinter Cell. right there with you. Oh yeah, Vladimir, you're actually going to be returning to my formation, thanks very much. And we're just going to tell him to lead his own troops, and we're going to appoint him as mayor of Chernivka so that he can just go here. I did not think of that previously. Also, Anastasia is currently injured, which is really quite bad. So we're going to have to see what's going on with that. And yeah, there is actually a huge amount of tax here. There's 59,000 taxes here. So we're going to have to do something about that. But for the moment, there it is. Another, look at this, another 2 points in agility. Another 2 points, and I now have 13 agility, which is just amazing. It really is. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with Freeman and the agility viability as it goes forward. And also, of course, we'll see what happens with Splinter Cell. I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be another one coming soon, because I actually played Splinter Cell Conviction on the channel, and I actually played Splinter Cell Blacklist on the channel. I did not complete Blacklist. I did complete Conviction, though. Conviction is a lot of fun. I used to play that all the time, but not so much anymore, unfortunately. No time. But yeah, anyway, the point is that Blacklist was really fun too. And oh, it's the same map. Oh no, it's not the same map. It's just oh yeah, no, it's reversed. Is it? It's not really a reversal. It's just they've placed the flags in different places. Okay, this is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, so we are going to do a similar thing, but of course, not exactly the same. So we're just going to send these guys down here. We're just going to send 2 squads. I think 2 squads can kind of handle that. And we'll send 2 squads over here, and then we'll just send the rest into the center. And we'll see how that goes. And if they can clear the center out, then we should be able to take the other flag relatively easily. So let's do that. There we go. Yeah, but anyway, Blacklist was really fun as well, because you could play that co-op too. So I'm not entirely sure what the whole Ghost Recon thing's going on about, really, because even though it is a fun experience initially, I feel like it does get a little bit tiresome. In the case of Ghost Recon Wildlands, at least. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm yearning for the next Splinter Cell game or something like that. But I don't know. I think it was fun for a couple of hours here or there, but I don't think it really scratches the Splinter Cell itch, suffice it to say. Because on the one hand, you've got to be a really cool sort of like secret agent, ninja kind of guy, you know, covert operative. And on the other hand, you're a soldier trying to stop a cartel. And that's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's actually a pretty cool premise for a game, you know, for a story, you know, going after these bosses, liberating the various areas. It's a massive game. Wildlands is an absolutely massive game. And Splinter Cell, not so much. They are more to do with, you know, confined... well, should we say self-contained levels. So it's not an open world or anything like that. So, of course, it's going to be smaller. But, you know, if you want a co-op experience, Blacklist is right there, you know? And I suppose you can't play it with 4 people. You can't play it with 4 people. So that is a shame. But that would make, you know, that would make Mr. Sam Fisher and... well, whoever he's teaming up with, very overpowered indeed, because they would have 4 covert operatives in one level, which would just make everything extremely weird. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to get out my bazooka here, or my rocket launcher. I used to call it a bazooka all the time, back in the days of playing Perfect Dark on the N64. I think it was called a bazooka. Wasn't it called a bazooka? I don't know. But I used to call it a bazooka all the time because all the shooters that I was playing back then, which is a long time ago, that is a long time ago, they all called it a bazooka for some reason. But yeah, anyway, we are... it sounds fun anyway. It sounds fun to say. Wow, I just took a lot of damage right there. Yeah, that's definitely something to be a bit aware of. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change the trajectory of one of our squads so that they go and assist these guys over here, because I was getting shot by this majority on the right side. Let's try and crouch down a little bit, try and do some damage. Nice, that was a nice snipe right there. Ooh, good Scorpion Assault hit from the grenade launcher too. Very good. There we go, nice. Okay, so now the game is starting to struggle a little bit. You know why it's starting to struggle? Because Yuri has come into the battle. Yes, He has come into the battle and he is lending his assistance. I am perfectly happy to receive him, to be honest. I think it's really nice that he's helping me out. But unfortunately, he is making the game a little bit slower than it potentially should be. But, you know, that's just how it is when there are so many units on the battlefield. Alright, well, let me see. Isn't there someone else around here? I don't seem to be able to see anyone. It seems like they're around the corners here as well. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot going that way, and there's quite a few going this way too. Well, I'm going to see where Yuri goes, and then we'll see what we can do to help out. I'm going to go a little bit further into the buildings here, and maybe we can do a little bit of, well, not flanking, but we can definitely help with our sniping ability. Just a little bit. I think flanking at this point is just going to get me killed almost instantly, because that's usually what happens when I try to flank, because the enemy, especially the VFA, they're very good at what they do, as I've said, and they're going to be really hard for me to be able to flank, because the next time you pop your head out and you're trying to flank them, they're just going to blow it clean off. So, definitely something to be a bit careful of here. I'm going to just try and shoot them in the streets here as much as I can. We're getting some decent experience from this as well. I think I'm actually almost max level, which is kind of crazy, because I've never actually before made it. Oh, hello. Am I going to die? Yes, I am. Did you see that? Yes, I ran into a place which I shouldn't have. Absolutely should not have. Alright, well, there's only a very small amount of units left over. There's only 28. So, theoretically, basically, we can just go, like... I think we can just... Can we just go straight on in there? I think we can go straight on in there, but I'm going to just sort out these things, and I'll see you after that. I have to say that I really like the addition of these buildings here. I really like that quite a bit. What I'd like to see is maybe some roads and stuff like that, because at the moment it's just bare ground, and you kind of think to yourself, well, that's a bit weird, right? It's a little bit weird. So it would be really cool to see maybe more of an urban environment. And I know that takes time, don't get me wrong. I know game development takes a lot of time. I'm just saying, that would be pretty cool. And there are many other things that I think are a little bit more on the priority list for the developers. And again, they are a small team, and what they've done is absolutely amazing so far, and is just getting better and better in my opinion. And the next update is relatively soon as well. I don't know whether it's going to be save game compatible or anything like that, but if it isn't, then just know that we almost conquer. Well, if it is relatively soon, then just know that we almost conquered, shall we say, the entirety of the map. And I'm very surprised that we were able to do that in such a small amount of episodes, because usually it takes me quite a bit of time, you know. It doesn't take me that long, but it takes me, I don't know, 30 episodes, 35 episodes to get even close. So we didn't have too many setbacks in this particular series, and we were able to pull off some really rather amazing and a little bit audacious sieges, and indeed battles as well. Because, well, I guess that's what you got to do a little bit when you're participating in this kind of warfare. You got to be a little bit risky, and you got to put most of your eggs in one basket to get the greatest benefit from it. Anyway, we are hopefully going to be getting the last flag relatively soon. I don't know where the other enemies are. That's the main issue with us right now. Seems like some of them are firing. Ah, yeah, it seems like... There we go. Alright, I'm going to send these guys out here. These guys out here. These guys out here. There we go. Yeah, I had to redirect them at the time because there were a big contingent of enemy units in this area, and they were moving forward into the city, and I wanted to try and prevent that from happening. So these guys went to intercept, while this one squad went to the flag to take it. So, yeah, strategy. Hashtag strategy, yes. Very good. Very good, yes. Anyway, the point is that, very simple strategy aside, I am going to be victorious in a very quick second. Ah, there we go, there we go. There's the final enemy. Fantastic. Okay, so there you go. We did get much less experience and credits gain, not game, and credits than we would have if I had survived the first engagement, but that's just me being a silly goose So yeah, hashtag silly goose. Yes, great. Anyway, VFA fighters, three of them, that's actually going to sell for a very large amount. And if they decide to give us, well, if they decide to give us something, then that's going to be pretty awesome. And what we're going to do now is we are going to speak to Yuri, and he is going to be the guy that will be the mayor. Oh, he's resigning as mayor? What did I give him before? Did I give him Chernivka? Did I give him Chernivka? I have no idea whether I gave him Chernivka now. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, well, whatever the case. What did I just take just now? Did I take... No, I took Minov. Didn't I? No, I didn't take Minov just now. I took Gorinka just now. There we go. Okay. Phew. It's difficult remembering all these different places that you got to take. That's for sure. Okay, so let's put this guy as the mayor of Beneva because it's currently having a bit of a problem. And hopefully he'll be able to do something with it. And otherwise we're going to appoint mayor to Chernivka there. There we go. Fantastic. All right. So we had, oh wow, I actually thought that we had a pretty significant amount of faction money, but we apparently don't. So that's not very good. Oh, we got another 20k right there, but that's going to go very, very fast. These things are going to be attacking my my new strongholds, I'm pretty sure, relatively soon, but that's neither here nor there. I can't really do much about that right now, so we're just going to start leveling up our shotguns. I know someone actually did say in the comments that they want to see me use machine guns. Okay, so now here's the thing with machine guns. At the moment, I definitely say that machine guns are really, really hard to use. And the reason for that is because you can't really aim down sight. As far as I'm aware, you can't aim down sight with them, or at the very least, they have a huge amount of recoil, and it's very difficult to handle them. So that's the main reason why I probably won't be using a machine gun, at least in this series. There might be another series in another version sometime down the road where a machine gun is definitely going to be my weapon of choice. But as it stands right now, that's probably not going to happen in this one. I do use a machine gun in a previous series of Freeman, so if you go and navigate through my playlists, you might be able to find it through there. I don't know which season or which version it was, so I'm sorry to say that, but it is definitely there somewhere. And I think I use a, what is it now? It's a larger variant of the AKM. I think it's the PKM. Is it the PKM? I'm actually unsure. I really don't know anything about weapons, by the way, so if I offend anyone with my lack of knowledge, then I do apologize, but that's just how it is. You know, I don't own guns. I don't know anything about them. It's just literally me playing a game right now. So yeah, if I do get any facts wrong or anything like that, then don't blow your top just yet. Anyway, we're gonna try and see. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of enemies. Hello. Boom. You know, that is really fun. That is really fun. Just the whoosh of the rocket, and then you kind of just wait for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then you get a huge amount of kills. That's really fun. Yeah, so yeah, thanks very much, by the way, for recommending the launcher. The launcher is a lot of fun to use. It really is. Alright, so otherwise, I think we have a pretty decent split here of our units, and hopefully, as long as the VFA do not use any grenade launchers, I think we should have a pretty easy time of things. And it seems to be... Oh, hello there. We got some more problems coming in from the right side. Should be a bit careful. There we go. Got to be careful of the bullet drop as well. I don't know whether you can notice that I am factoring that in just slightly. Bear in mind that I used to play Sniper Elite a lot. I used to play Sniper Elite, and that definitely has a lot of bullet drop here and there, dependent on the... of course, dependent on the distance of how far away you are. So that is definitely something to think about, because that was actually one of the first games that I played on the channel, believe it or not. I played Sniper Elite V2. There's a lot of nostalgia and reminiscing in this episode. I'll probably call it Reminiscing. That's the name of this episode. Oh yes. Is it Reminiscing, really? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it is, kind of. I mean, I played Splinter Cell Conviction, played Sniper Elite V2, you know, all that stuff. That was a lot of fun, actually. And amusingly enough, if you want to hear something, the way that I actually started playing Mount and Blade, do you want to know? Do you want to know how that came to be? Well, it came to be when and that's how I met Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Can you believe it? Yeah, I have no idea how that was even possible, but there you go. What an amazing story. I really just can't believe it. Just such an amazing story, and I'm really glad that I was able to actually tell you about it for once, because I actually don't usually do that kind of thing. Maybe I'll do that in the future at some point, but at the moment, it's probably not going to happen because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and you know what, with Bannerlord coming out and everything, or at least not coming out very soon, but in the next couple of months, that's going to be very exciting. And the multiplayer beta is currently going on as well, so of course there's that. Got to think about the various modes that are going to be introduced. And otherwise, it seems like the VFA, at least in this particular siege, have a whole bunch of terrorists alongside them, which is kind of weird. But anyway, we're just going to tell these guys to start moving forward again. There we go. Nice. I think we should be absolutely fine here. And this is exactly also the reason why I decided to leave the VFA and the Chinivkan Front Rebellion for the very final enemies. Because if you leave them for last, then you can basically just sweep them. Or you can try to sweep them as best you can, because you can tell here, I'm getting murdered. I'm getting murdered in every single way. So we do have to be a bit cautious sometimes. But for the most part, you can pretty easily kill most of these enemies. And don't even get me started on the Chinivkan Front Rebellion. They are some of the easier units to eliminate. They are... it's kind of sad, really, how easy they are to defeat. But that's the whole point of them. You know, some faction has to be worse than the rest. That's just how it has to be. Because if it's not like that, then it's very hard for a player that has just started playing the game, basically, to get a leg on the proverbial property ladder, if you know what I mean. So it's basically really difficult for anyone in that situation to start off playing the game and be like, oh, okay, so what do I do now? Do I attack the Aether Federation? No. They're super difficult to take anything from at the very beginning, when you've just got a whole bunch of ragtag units that are equipped with, you know, just regular AKs. That's just never going to happen. It's too difficult. And are you going to attack the FCA? No way. No way. Their grenadiers are going to absolutely destroy any ragtag band of units. And the same thing with the Posner. Their sniper elites are going to rip through anything. But then you've got the VFA. The VFA are kind of like a mid-tier faction, in my opinion. They're really good. Don't get me wrong. They're really good, and they can kill you very easily because they use M16s, as far as I'm aware. Or M4s? Yeah, they use M4s. Yeah, there you go. So they use M4s, and those things are really good. Look at this. This has a 68 damage rating, 630 muzzle velocity, a decent capacity as well. Standard average sort of capacity. This thing does a lot of damage. And they're not bad either with their proficiencies and things like that. Oh, look at this. We actually captured a general. I can't believe it. I did not know that there was a general in here. That's fantastic. That is really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, anyway, the point is that that's the reason why the VFA and why the Chinivkan Front are what they are, because you need a faction or factions that are capable of providing that first leg up to capture your first bases and towns and things like that. Because if you don't have that, you're gonna get stuck, you know? You're gonna get stuck, and it's gonna be a very, very difficult thing to get away from. So yeah, that's generally the reason why that is how it is. Is this Bravari? No, this is Drobin. There we go. All right, fantastic. Okay, so yeah, there you go. We have taken basically every single one of their fiefs with the exception of Mern, and that is going to be pretty easy. Look, there's another 28,600 from there. And the city of Lubny is under attack. Beneva is still under attack. Lubny is over there. That's absolutely fine. Beneva has 56 prisoners inside it. I should probably go over there and see what I can do about that. And you know what? I'm going to have a look at my... Oh, yeah, I did capture another general, by the way. I didn't tell you about this, but I actually did capture another one from the VFA because I knew that I was going to be attacking them in this episode. So I decided to do that beforehand because I came across her and I thought to myself, yes, okay, this is a good opportunity. I will use this opportunity and, you know, do some good things with it. So there you go, that's what I did. Anyway, Beneva is no longer under siege, that's pretty good. We are having Bodan right there doing a fantastic job. Lipno is now under siege. Where is Lipno? Lipno is all the way over there somewhere. Okay, well, good for them, I guess. Good for them. I'm not actually going to be doing anything with them for the moment because what I would like to do is take this. And you know what? I'm going to end this episode off here right now, but next time is probably going to be the final episode and we will have finally completed the Liberate Cherniv quest, which has been something that I've never been able to do ever before. So stick around and tune in for the next one. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.